Hello all, welcome to the next class on digital system design. In the last class we understood about the comparators. So what is an 1-bit comparator, what is a 2-bit comparator, okay, and what is the IC corresponding to the comparator, all those things we have understood, okay. Next we will move to the next topic, and the next topic is the programmable logic devices. So PLD, usually we call as a PLD. So what are these PLDs, okay, let's understand about that. Programmable logic devices are the general name for a digital integrated circuits capable of being programmed to provide a variety of different logic functions. Okay. So programmable logic devices are the logic devices which can able to program. Okay. Programmable means it's not like a software programming, that is C writing a C code or a C++ code, not like that one actually. But here programmable means it's a reconfigurable actually. By the manufacturer, they will going to give the AND gates, OR gates, all the fixed architecture will be given. Okay. In the user end, the user can be fuse that one, whichever the switch is needed, okay, and then it can able to implement its own function. So that we call as a programmable. Okay. So that is what a PLD, programmable logic device. Okay. So another definitions we have, the programmable logic device is an electronic component or a IC, integrated circuit to build a reconfigurable digital circuits. Okay. So that is what will be the PLD. Okay. So they contains an array of AND gates and the OR gates. Okay. If you take any SOP expressions we need to implement, okay, 3 variable or 4 variable, whatever it may be, okay, we are going to have the product terms will be there, and all the product terms will be OR together, we are going to give the some function, right. So that's why there will be an array of AND gates and array of OR gates will be given. Okay, we can able to whichever the product terms, whichever the sum terms will we need to generate, we are going to generate, and then we are going to be connected. Okay, so that is called as an programmable. We have different kinds of PLDs. So one is called as an PAL, programmable array logic. Next another is what a PLA, programmable logic array. Like this we have a different PLDs are available. Okay, we are going to learn that one in the next. Okay. The process of entering the information into the device is known as a programming. Okay, so as I already said, programming means not an C or C++ programming. Okay, where we are going to the information entered to the circuits, the connecting to making to the whatever the required functions. Okay, that is called as an actually a programming. Okay, that one. So PLDs have a undefined functions at the time of manufacturing. Okay, in the manufacturing, the PLD circuits, whatever the ICs will be there, that will be not configured actually, or we can say that not are programmed actually, that is not connected, that will go to get unprogrammed functions will be there, or undefined functions that will be given at the time of the manufacturing, but they are programmed before made it into use, but later that in the user end, the user we can able to program that one. Okay, so that is with respect to the PLD. Okay. So and these PLDs, simple PLDs can implement a functions up to the 2 to 10 functions, okay, with an variables having a 4 to 16 variables we can able to implement. So in a small PLDs, if you go to the complex actually, even we can implement even the larger functions. Not only the combination circuits actually, even the sequential circuits will be included actually in complex programmable logic devices. Okay. So when the digital system is designed using the PLD, okay, that what the changes design can be easily be made by changing the programming the PLD. Okay, if you have the connections is there, already we have made some connections actually. If you want to implement another function, so we can able to change that one. Okay, so that is what is called as an reconfigurable. That is what the programming. Okay, so one of the PLD is called as a programmable logic array. Okay, what is that one? Let's understand. Okay. Programmable logic array, it is a fixed architecture which contains a programmable AND gates followed by the programmable OR gates. Okay. So this is what here see. So there will be inputs will be there, and all the inputs are connected to a programmable AND arrays, and all the AND arrays are connected to the programmable OR gates. Okay, OR array. Okay, and from the OR array we will going to get an output lines. Okay, if you have an n input lines and we are having a m output lines, that means what we can implement in m functions of having in n variables. Okay, so that means if you take an example, assuming that we have the 2 inputs, so assuming that we can a b, all the inputs will be also in its complement actually. Okay, so assuming that you will be having the a bar or the b bar also. Okay, So all these input variables are connected to the programmable AND array. So AND array means, so all these inputs are connected to the AND gates. Okay. So all this will be input or connected actually. The connections will be done by using the connecting here. So the connections will be shown as with the star mark actually. Okay, let's come to that one later. Okay, and all the programmable AND gates are connected to the OR gates. Like this. So this is how will be there. This is corresponding to the M function output. Okay, and these are the N input lines. So that means if you have a 4 OR gates, that means we can implement a 4 functions. That is like f of a comma b equals to summation of something a 1 2 like that. Whatever the some different 4 functions can be implemented by using this PLA. Okay, so like this not only 3 actually, multiple will be there. Okay, just here I am showing only 3. Okay, so this like this the different functions you can be able to implement. Okay, so if you have a n data lines inputs and the m outputs are there, means that means a PLA with an n inputs and m outputs can realize an m functions of an n variables. Okay, 2 variables of m functions. Example, you have 4 OR gates, means 4 functions can be realized of 2 variables. Okay, by using this PLA. Okay, so the programmable means the connections we can done ourselves. So this is an array. This will be given by the manufacturer. Okay, this is an PLA, assuming that one. Okay, so we can be able to program when we are going to use according to whatever the requirement function. Assume that we need to implement a function that is a bar b plus ab. Okay, here we have a 2 product terms. Okay, that means we need a 2 AND gates. Okay, and we are going to implement a 1 function, that means we need only 1 OR gate. Okay, so how we will going to implement this one? So let's understand here actually. Okay, we need a bar b product term. Okay, so assuming that one by using this AND gate, okay, we can implement the a bar b. So here a bar will be connected and the b will be connected, and this will going to give a bar b. So this product term, this AND gate will going to give an a bar b. Next, this AND gate will going to give the ab. So here need a b, right? So this is a line, a data line. Okay, and this is a b data line will be connected. This will be connected to the ab. Okay, and next we need to implement this function f. So we need only 1 OR gate because 1 addition is needed, or 1 function is we need to implement. So we're going to get the f by connecting the a bar b and the ab product. Okay, so this is how. So these were the initially without any connections the manufacturer will be given. Okay, according to the whatever the required functions we can design this one. We can program this AND arrays and the OR arrays. So this is what we call as an programming in the PLA. Okay, so here that what. So the OR arrays are the together the product terms needed to form an output function. That what here. So OR array will be OR the functions. Okay, whatever we need to be implemented. So the PLA can implement a sum of product expressions. Okay, so by using the PLA we can implement the any SOP functions, sum of product functions. Okay, because here AND gates are followed by the OR gates, so that means all the product terms can be summed. Okay, so that's why we can implement any SOP functions. That means if you are having n input lines and the m functions, m outputs, that means m functions of n variables, any SOP functions can be implemented. Okay, so when you take an example you will go to able to understand. Okay, so here the AND inputs and gates are programmable. So that means what? AND gates as both the normal AND its complement input variables. So all the NAND gates will having the normal form and its complement forms will be the input will be there. Okay, whichever we want, according to that we are going to make a connect actually. Okay, so that's what. So based on the requirement we can program any of those inputs, so we can generate the required product terms. Okay, so that one. So here we needed A bar B, so that's why we done a bar B we connected. So assuming that one we wanted an A B bar. Okay, so whatever the term we want, we can connect that one and we can generate the whatever the our required product term. Okay, like that. Okay, and then again we will go to here also, so that we will going to get the required function. Okay, similarly that what OR gate. So here the inputs of OR gates are also programmable. So we can program any number of required product term, since all the outputs of AND gates are applied into as input to the each OR gate. That what? All the outputs of the AND gates connected as an inputs to the OR gates, or for the all the OR gates. Whichever the connections we needed, we can able to program that one. Then according to that one, we can get the required function. Whatever the required function is there, according to that one, we can design. Okay. Therefore, the outputs of the PAL will be in the form of sum of product form. Okay, is that what we have said? Okay, SOP functions can be implemented. Okay, so let's take an example, then we will be able to understand in a better way. Okay, so assuming that we want to implement these functions, okay, that is A equals to xy plus xz bar, and the B equals to xy bar plus yz plus xz bar. So here two output functions are there, and we have a 3 variable function is that one, right? So x, y, z, so it's a 3 variable functions, okay, these two, and we have the 2 functions, okay. So that means here we have a one more will be there input, okay. So if we replace that one, we have a x, y, and one more z will be there, okay, and we are going to have the 2 OR gates, because the 2 functions we can be implemented, okay. Okay. The given 2 functions are in the sum of product form, so that means we can easily implement by using the PLA. Okay. So the number of product terms present in the given function. So how many number of product terms we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in this 5 actually xz bar are both are same, right? Both the product terms are same. That means how many number of AND gates are needed actually? Only 4 is enough. So this product term, there is one more product term, one more product term, one more product term. So one is repeated. So that means we can say we have a 4 product terms. So that means we need a 4 AND gates. Okay. So we need a 4 AND gates are needed. And next is what? And how many number of OR gates are needed? So we need to implement 2 functions. So that means only 2 OR gates are enough to produce these 2 functions. Okay. So how the circuit will be there? Let's see that one. So this is what the connection actually. Okay. So this is a part of an PLA. So here the picture shows the part of an PLA. Okay, not complete PLA, because multiple AND gates, multiple OR gates will be there. Okay, according to requirement, what we need, we will go to connect. Okay, that picture has been shown here actually. Okay, so here the programmable AND gates have an access of both the complement form and this is the normal form. Okay, so whatever the inputs were needed. Okay, so these all the AND gates can access the both x bar, y bar, z bar. Okay, according to the whatever needed, we can able to program only the required literals in order to generate the one product term by each AND gate. Okay, so whatever the product term is that needed from the each AND gate, that one will going to be programmed or will going to be make a connected. Okay, so hope you can able to understand. Okay, similarly here we will going to get an x y. Okay, from this AND gate we will going to generate a x z bar. And here we will go from this AND gate, we are going to generate the x, y bar. Okay, and here, so we are going to generate the y, z. Okay, so these are the right we needed actually. So we needed x, y. Okay, x, z bar we needed, x, y bar we needed, and y, z is needed. Okay, so that's what. All these are required product terms are connected by using the programmable OR gates. Programmable AND gates. Okay, next. Whatever the function is needed, the first function what we need is a xy plus xz bar, right? Okay, so that will be connected here actually. So xy will going to connect from here actually. Next xz bar, this is from these 2 AND gates. These 2 AND gates will be connected to this OR gate, so that will going to be get the function A. Okay, hope you understood. Okay, similarly, so then the function what we needed is what the xy bar plus yz plus xz bar. Okay, so here we are going to get the xz bar, so here we are going to get the xy bar, and here we are going to get an yz. Okay, all these will be OR together, okay, of this AND gates, okay, programmed, so that we are going to implement the function B. Okay, so this is how a programmable logic array, okay, BLA. Okay, so that will be in the manufacturing side. So they will going to give a fixed architecture will be given. So which are programmable, which contains the programmable AND arrays and the programmable OR arrays. According to the required functions, okay, we can able to connect. Okay, so here how many number of functions can be implemented, that depends on the PLA. So if the PLA is having 4 OR gates are there, means so we can implement a 4 functions. Okay, so if we are having inputs of 4 is there, that means, so assuming that we have a 4 inputs like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are having a 4 OR gate. So any 4 variable functions, any 4 variable 4 functions can be implemented by using that PLA. Okay, if you have a 4 inputs and the 4 outputs like that. Okay, so according to the changing of the equations, we can able to reconfigurable. Okay, that is what is called as a programmable logic array. So these are the circuits will be useful when you need to design any logical circuits. Okay, we need to change the configurations, or the fixed AND gate OR gates are available, means according to the requirements we can able to easily configure. These PLAs will going to be useful, okay, for designing any complex digital circuits. So that is what the advantages of a PLAs. So let's take one more example. Okay, we need to implement this given function. So f naught, that is summation of 0, 1, 4, 6. Okay, so this is the function is given. Okay, this function has been simplified by using the K map, and the simplified equation is what? A bar B bar plus A C bar. Okay, so this is all. So again, this is the f1, another second function, and the simplified form is B plus A C bar, and the f2 A bar B bar plus B C bar, and the f3, so it is A C plus B. Okay, so here the connection has been represented in a different way actually. Okay, anyway, we will go to write here. So we have 3 inputs. Okay, so that is what A, B, C. So A with its complement. Okay, so B with its complement. So for implementing a complements, actually, okay, we can use an input buffer actually. So there is an input buffer, okay, which will going to give the both the complement and the normal form. So this is what we call as an input buffer. Okay, so assuming this is an A variable, okay, so here we are going to get a and here we are going to get a bar. Okay, this is called as an actually input buffer. So input buffer will contain the normal and its complement form. It's similar like this circuit. So these both circuits are equal. Okay, instead of writing like this, even I can write like this also. Okay, so these are the functions we have. Okay, so here how many number of product terms are needed actually? Okay, see, this is the one product term we needed, A, C bar, 2, B, 3, A C bar is repeated. So we can say not need to count once more. Okay, so again A bar, B bar is already there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5 AND gates are needed. Okay, so programmable 5 AND gates are needed. Okay, so I will write this here. So whatever the given there, I am representing here, that's it. Okay. This circuit diagram is similar to this circuit diagram also. So what we need actually, A bar B bar is needed. So A bar B bar. So here we are going to connect the A bar and the B bar will be programmed. So similarly A C bar, A programmed and the C bar programmed. Next we need a B. So here we are going to connect, and then we need a B C bar, B C bar, B C bar, and next is what? AC, AC, C, and this is the A. Okay. So this is the AC. So we got all the product terms. Okay. Now we need to implement these 4 functions. Okay. We need a 4 programmable OR gates are needed. Okay. So I will take the all these will be connected to the here. So here we have the programmable OR gates. Okay. Okay. Now, so the first equation or the first function f naught will be implemented by ORing the a bar b bar product term and the a c bar product term, right? So that means a bar b bar and the a c bar will be product to get a function f naught. Similarly, f1, so assuming that, so this OR gate is programmed to implement the f1, so that means it will going to having the connections or a fused for the B and the A C bar. So these are will be connected. Okay. Similarly, this is what F2. Okay, A bar B bar, B C bar, and one more is A C and the B. This is the F3. Okay. So this is the circuit, same circuit actually. These both are same. Okay. Just since we have followed, here is the AND gates and OR gates. Okay, so that's why represented here in the same. Okay, don't confuse, both are same actually. Okay, so this is how we are going to be implemented. Okay, the contents of this PLAs can be represented in 2 table. So that is called as an actually PLA table, and this is the PLA table. Okay, so includes the product terms, input variables, and the output functions. Okay, so here the input includes the whatever the product terms in its complement form, or it's in the normal form, or it in the dash. That means include consisting that variable or not. Okay. Example, you see, so the product term is a bar b bar. So the input a b c, we have 3 variables a b c, where for the a we have a 0 and b have a 0 and the c we have a dash. That indicates what? So for this product term, so these variables are complemented. A is complemented and b is complemented, and c we don't have that variable. Okay, so that is how we are going to be write the ABC. Okay, so you can see here actually. So input side of the table specify the product terms. The symbols 0, 1 and dash indicates whether the variable is complemented or not complemented or not presented in the corresponding product term. So that is how the product column we are going to give. And what about the output side? Output side of the table specified which product terms appears in the each output function. So that is what in this output function f naught, which are all the product terms are there. So that will going to be indicated. So here we have a b bar plus a c bar for the function f naught. So for the function f naught, a b bar then a c bar will be 1 1, remaining will be 0 0 0. That indicates what? So these are not present in this function f naught, where 1 indicates these are present in that function. Okay, similarly, for the function f2, a bar b bar plus plus bc bar is there. So that means corresponds to the a bar b, then bc bar we have 1 1, remainings will be 0 0. So this is one more example corresponds to the PLA. So this is what with respect to the PLA. So keep in mind, programmable logic array is what? It is a fixed architecture, okay, which having the programmable AND gates followed by the programmable OR gates. Okay, so AND gates and OR gates are both are programmable. So that means, so we can able to implement the SOP functions of the n variables for m functions. Okay, so keep in mind that one. Okay, so next we will go to move to the one more type of the PLD. So that is called as an PAL. Okay, PLA we have discussed it. Now we will go to move to the PAL. So what is the PAL? PAL is called as a programmable array logic. Okay, that is our programmable logic array, and this is a programmable array logic. Okay, so what is the difference for the PLA and the PAL? So in the PLA we have an programmable AND gate array and the programmable OR array, but here we have a fixed OR array. Okay, OR array are not programmable, but AND array are programmable. Okay, so let's see that one. PAL is programmable array logic is a special case of an programmable logic array in which the AND array is programmable and the OR array is fixed. Okay, so whatever from the input variables, so we have a programmable AND array, but OR array is a fixed one. Okay, how that one, let's understand by taking the example. Okay, so this is the block diagram of an PAL. So programmable AND array. Okay, so input variables. Okay, and we can implement the M functions because we have M outputs. Okay, so fixed OR array will be there. So programmable AND array, but fixed OR array. Okay, so let's realize this function. I1 and I2 are the inputs. Okay, so we need to implement the function that is I1 into I2 dash plus I2 dash into I2. Okay, so this is the function we need to be implement. So this is similar like an XOR gate actually, right? Okay, so we can how to implement. So this is called as an okay. So this is the what is unprogrammed actually. So we have a two inputs I and I2. So by using the input buffer, we have an I line, I bar line. Similarly, so this is what I bar. So and this is connected to here. This corresponds to the I2, and this is connected to the I2 bar. Okay, these are all the four lines we have. A bar, B bar. Similarly, like that, we have here I1 and the I2. So here represented with input buffer. So again, I will also represent here. Okay, so this is what I1 and I2 we have. Okay, so this can be programmed. Okay, so here actually this is what the unprogrammed one. Okay, so all the connections will be given. Whichever that we want, we can able to make into the program. Okay, so we needed actually I1 and I2 bar is needed. So the connection from the I1 and the I2 bar will going to give the I1 and I2 bar product term. Similarly, for the another AND gate, we need an I1 bar and I2. So I1 bar and the I2 will be connected. Okay, fused. So that will going to give an I1 bar I2. So and these two are together, that will going to give the required function. Okay, so these are will going to implement using the PAL. Okay, so here the OR gates are fixed, those are not able to program it. Okay, so let's take one more example, then you are able to understand how that is a fixed OR gate. Okay, so let's implement n full adder. So by using an PAL, okay, let's implement a full adder. So assuming that my inputs of the full adder is what X, Y, Cin, and the outputs are sum and the carry. Okay, and we know this is the two table. So hope you already know this one. Okay, so this is what the logic equation of the full adder. Okay, so the sum expression and the carry expression. Okay, we need to implement these two functions by using the PAL. Okay, so n instruction of an PAL has been shown here actually. Okay, see we have a three inputs X, Y, Cin. So again they connected in an input buffer. So for this normal form and its complement form. Okay, we are going to get X bar, Y bar, Cin, and the Cin bar we are going to get. Okay, so here the programmable AND gates are there. So that way we can able to program the AND gates, but we are not able to program the OR gates. The connections of the OR gates are not able to do that one. Okay, all the AND gates are connected to the OR. Whichever we need to can use, we can able to use. See here actually, so here we have connected 4 AND gates are there. Again here the 4 AND gates are there. But if you see the functions, the sum function are using the 4 AND gates, but the second function are using only the 3 AND gates. So that's why this AND gate is not programmed. Okay, see. Okay, so this one. But here OR gates are not programmable. That means we are not able to remove these connections. So these connections will be there. That's why we can say fixed OR gate. Okay, but we are not going to use these connections, this AND gate, because we are not programmed for this AND gate, because we need only the 3 AND gates. We need only the X Cin, Y Cin plus XY. So that those are only the programmed. So this is how we are going to implement the sum and the Cout. So I hope you understood the what is PLA and the PAL. Okay. So next we will move to the one more concept that is called as complex programmable logic devices. So next topic is complex programmable logic device. Okay, it's also called as a CPLD. So as that integrated technology improves, so more number of logic gates can be placed on a single chip. Okay, and this leads to a development of an CPLD, complex programmable logic device. Instead of having a single PLA or a PAL, so more number of PLA and PLA can be integrated on a single chip, and that is what is the CPLD, complex programmable logic device. So, and this complex programmable logic device not only consisting the combination of circuits, even it is going to consisting the sequential circuits. Okay, that means flip-flops, all those will be included. Okay, so that is will be the CPLD, complex programmable logic device. So, in totally we can define CPLD as a combination of programmable AND arrays and OR arrays within macro cells. Then what are macro cells? So, macro cells are then complex logical circuits. So, it is an basic building blocks of an CPLD. Okay, each individual CPLD will consisting the macro cells. The macro cells are consisting the logical operation circuits will be there in that. Okay, so that is what an CPLD. So, example for an CPLD is Xilinx XCR3064XL. So, this is an complex programmable logic device developed by the Xilinx. Okay, and this is the architecture of the CPLD XCR3064XL. This CPLD is consisting of 4 functional blocks. Okay, and each functional box is consisting the 16 macro cells. So, MC1, MC2 and MC16 corresponds to the macro cells 1, macro cells 2 up to the macro cell 16 like this. So, these macro cells are connected to the input output block. Okay, these input output blocks are used for the interface. And what is this functional block? What is this macro cells? Let us understand. Okay. So, that what a CPLD as in 4 functional blocks, each block as in 16 associated macro cells. Okay. So, and the functional blocks here are the programmable AND or logic circuits will be there. That is what I can say PLA circuits. That will going to configure in a configurable PLA will be there in the functional block. Okay, and the macro cells contains the flip-flops and multiplexers. Okay, that route the signals from the functional block to the input-output block or an interconnect array. So, interconnect array is, so this is an interconnect array. So, this integrated array circuit will going to route the signals from the macro cells or from the input output block to the functional block. Okay, so that is the functionality of an interconnect array. So, this will going to have the connections, interconnections in the CPLD. Whatever the connections are needed within the CPLD, that will be taken care by the interconnect array. Okay, so that is what is the interconnect array IA. Okay, so that is what. So, IA selects the signals from the macro cell output or a input output block and connects then back to a functional block. Okay, so that is the functionality of an IA, okay, interconnect array. Okay, and this input output blocks provides the interface between the input out bidirectional input output pins and with the CPLD. Okay, see input output pins will be there for the interface with the external connections. Okay, thus will go taken care by the input output block. So, this is an architecture of an CPLD XCR3064XL. And sophisticated CAD tools or CAD softwares are available for fitting the logical circuits in the CPLD and for the programmable interconnections within the CPLD. So, CAD software means computer aided design softwares will going to be available. Okay, so different softwares are available actually. Okay, the input to this software can be in the several forms such as a logic circuits diagram or a set of logical equations or a code written in the hardware description language, SDL language. So, these things we will going to learn in the your IS semesters actually. Okay. So, whatever the concepts we are studying here actually, that is CPLD or PAL, PLA. Okay. So, next topic will be the FPGA. So, these are the topics we are going to learn in the IS semesters actually. Okay. So, in this semester just we have an introduction about these topics. Okay, that's why we are not going to in depth of all the contents. Okay, so this is with respect to the CPLD, and where we are going to use the CPLD circuits. So, these complex programmable logic devices will going to use in the when we need a critical circuits, when critical operation digital circuits we needed, or that we can say when you need to design a critical operation logic design circuits, where we will going to use these CPLDs. So, let us see the applications of the CPLD. So, CPLD are ideal for the high performance critical control applications and even in the applications like a address decoding. So, when it comes to the microprocessor actually, when you are going to study in the next semesters or other semesters, we are going to understand the address decoding. Okay. So, when we have a data in the memory, okay, we need to flush the data from the memory. So, the data will be stored in a different address. Okay. So, whatever the data will be sent from the microprocessor, okay, then that should be decoded to access the data in the memory. Okay, that will be taken care by the address decoder. That circuit, address decoder circuit, will be implemented by using the CPLD. Like this, there are several applications of the CPLD. Okay, so this is with respect to the complex programmable logic device. Okay, so next we'll move to the FPGA. So FPGA means field programmable gate array. Okay, again, it is also an integrated circuit which is fully programmable. Okay, so FPGA is an integrated circuit designed to be configured by the customer or a designer after manufacturing, hence the term field programmable. Okay, so from the manufacturer, there will go to a program mode will be there. As per our requirement, we can program whatever the function we need to be implement, that can be configured in by using the FPGA. Okay, so FPGA has an IC that contains an array of identical logic cells with a programmable interconnections. The user can program the function realized by each logic cell and the connections between the cells. Okay, so this diagram shows a layout of an part of a typical FPGA. So these are the input output blocks and these are the configurable logic blocks. Okay, we call as an CLB. Okay, so CLB will consisting the programmable logical circuits will be there. Okay, so these complex, these configurable logic blocks will be interconnected by using the interconnect array. Okay, so input output block will be used for the interface within the CPLD and with the external. Okay, so that is the function of the input output block. Okay, the interior of the FPGA consisting of an array of logic cells are called as an configurable logic blocks. That's what I said. Okay, the array of CLBs is surrounded by an ring of input output interface blocks. So that is how the typical FPGA will going to look. Okay, so these input output blocks connect the CPLD signals to the input output connections, and the space between the CLB is used to route the connections between the CLB output and the inputs. That part. So space between these CLB will going to use it for the interconnect array. Okay, so the CLB, the configurable logic blocks, is consisting in logical circuits. Okay, the typical diagram of it will be given here. So here this CLB contains the two functions generators. See, these are the two functions generators will be there. Okay, and two flip-flops and various multiplexers for routing the signals within the CLB. So these are the two flip-flops we have SR flip-flops here, and these are the multiplexers actually. Okay, these multiplexers are programmable multiplexers. So these function generators consisting in logical circuits which can implement a 4 variable functions actually. Okay, so that each function generator has 4 inputs and can implement any function up to a 4 variables. So these function generators are implemented as a lookup tables. Lookup tables will consisting in standard data will be there. Okay, by using that one, so we're going to implement the different functions actually. So this is having only the 4 variables, right? So this can implement only the 4 variable functions. To implement a functions which are more than the 4 variables, we will going to use an decomposition method actually. Okay, so there is a decomposition of switching functions. So what is the decomposition of a switching functions means? By using the 4 variable, we are going to implement in 5 variable functions. Okay, so we are going to apply some theorem that is called as an actually a Shannon expansion theorem will going to be applied. Okay, so let's see that one. In order to implement a switching functions of more than 4 variables, by using the 4 variable function generator, the function must be decomposed into the sub functions. Okay, so to apply that one, we are going to use an Shannon expansion theorem will going to be applied. So let's understand how we are going to create the sub functions. Okay, so let's take in 4 variable function. How that will be 4 variable function will be represented by using the 3 variable functions. Okay, so assuming that one we have a function that is consisting of 4 variables a, b, c, d. Okay, and we are going to expand the function by considering the variable a. Okay, so this is the function a, b, c, d. Okay, where this function will be represented in terms of a bar and the a. So the remaining functions will consisting the only the b, c, d, where a will be considered as a 0 once and the next a will be considered as a 1. Okay, so that will be the a bar f0 plus a f1, where f0 is an 3 variable function b, c, d with a equals to 0, and similarly f1 is an 3 variable function of b, c, d with a equals to 1. Okay, so in a 5 variable k map actually we implemented the 5 variable k map by using the 2 4 variable K-map, right? So by using the folded method or by using the stacked method, okay, like that actually, okay. So the here actually f of f naught of BCD is the formed by replacing the a with the 0. So in an whatever the Boolean function will be there, okay. So by considering the a equals to 0, we will frame a one equation. Considering the a equals to 1, we are going to frame a another equation. That is what the f naught and the f1. Let's take an example how that will be the subfunctions will be done, okay. So let's consider an example here. F of a comma b comma c d equals to c bar d bar plus a bar b bar c plus b c d plus a c bar, okay. So this is the function we have, okay. This functions will be 4 variable functions will be subfunction to a 3 variable functions considering the a equals to 0 and a equals to 1, okay. So here we are going to take a bar common from these 3 terms. Here c bar d bar and the b c d will be involved in the both the functions because it does not contain say any a bar and the a. So when we don't have any a bar and a means, so okay, that we will go to write in a canonical forms. When you need a canonical forms, okay, so we will going to come to a bar and a will be come, right, okay. So that's why, so you will be included for that to the functions, okay. So when you take the a bar common, so this will go to give an b bar c plus c bar d bar plus b c d, okay. Next, from this term a c bar we will go to take a common, okay, and remaining term c bar plus, so whichever the c bar d bar plus b c d will going to be included, okay. Why we are including? Because this does not contain any a bar or a, so that in the air actually, but when it consider the canonical form, so we need to be right, okay, because I hope you know that canonical form how to write, okay. So that's why we are going to include it here actually, okay. Now, so this will be right as this is a function of a 3 variable, right, that is the b c d is there completely, and again it is an 3 variable function b c d. So that will be represented as an, so a bar f naught plus a f1, where f naught is then functions of an function of an BCD and f1 is the function of an BCD. So that is c bar d bar plus p bar c plus cd for the f naught, and for the f1 that is c bar plus b into d, okay. So this is how we are going to be decompose the 4 variable functions to the 3 variable functions, okay. So implementing the 3 variable functions and considering the a equals to 0 and a equals to 1, we are going to implement an 4 variable functions, okay. So even that can be represented in a K-map also. So this is what? So this is the function f K-map, this is what, okay, this is the K-map for this one. So here when you need to write in a K-map means we need to be converted into canonical form, okay. So that by converting the canonical form we can place it. This is simplified form actually here. What we have, this is a simplified equation, okay. So that what the 4 groups we have. So 4 mean terms we have got, that was the 4 groups. This is one group, second group, third group and the 4th group. So simplified this one, we are going to give this equation. But how to write the logic ones here? By considering the canonical form, okay. So I hope you know that one. So by using the same way we can represent in an by subfunction method actually. So here actually I have taken a, b, c, d, where a will be 0 for these 2 columns, similarly a will be 1 for these 2 columns, okay. So that will going to be represented, a equals to 0 here, okay. According to that one we are going to be group. See here actually for the a equals to 0 we have a c bar d bar plus b bar c plus c d. So that is going to be applied here actually. Like this we are going to implement the higher number of functions. So if the function is having more than 4 variables, by using the Shannon expansion theorem, we are going to be decompose the 4 variable functions to the 5 variable functions to the 4 variable functions, and we are going to be implemented, okay. So this is how we are going to implement it in a lookup table, okay. So this is how more than 4 variable functions will be implemented in the FEG, or that is what the function generated in the by using the lookup table. Okay, we are having only the 4 inputs, but how to implement the 5 variable? So by using the decomposition techniques, okay, so we are going to be implement, okay. So this is with respect to the field programmable gate array, okay. So and this completes the module 2, okay. So in the next class we are going to see the module 3. Thank you.